Hello, everyone, and welcome to Littlefield live streaming. Tonight we have Wet Hot American Trivia. Now, please welcome your host, Rob.
Oh, hello there. Didn't see you. This is Wednesday. It's Wet Hot American Summer Trivia. It's pop culture trivia. It's the Wednesday night delight. You're at Littlefield virtually. Probably, maybe you're coming in from the outside. You got some of the clapping going on, and that is cool. We're going to get started momentarily. Super happy that you are able to join us. Say hello in the chat room, wherever you are. If you're on Twitch, if you're on Facebook, if you are on YouTube, if you're on Zoom, if you came in straight from littlefieldnyc.com, we're happy to have you. Say hi. Looking forward to playing a great game of trivia tonight. We had a pretty good RSVP in advance, and we got more trickling in. So what my job is to filibuster a little bit. For those of you who are ready, for those of you who are prepared, who have been here before, who know the drill, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. This is Pop Culture Trivia. My name is Rob Blatt. This week's theme, Wet Hot American Trivia. Of course, one of my favorite movies, Wet Hot American Summer, from the summer of 2001. July of 2001, that movie came out. It takes place in 1981, all the way back 38 years ago. Although at this point, 2001 is maybe just about halfway there. So it's a weird, the difference between, the difference between now and Back to the Future is now greater than Back to the Future and when the movie started, when they went back in time. It's a little confusing, don't worry. We've got time for you tonight. Before we get started, if you're with me, if you're with us, what you've got time for is to finish. If you're outside clapping, well, number one, if you're outside clapping, you probably aren't here. But if you're finishing up, coming in from that, maybe you're making some food, you've got time to go to get some food, to go grab a drink. I've got mine. To go grab a drink and to come back, get ready, get your mind prepped. You're there. If you're with us, don't be shy. Say hello in the chat. I am looking forward to tonight's game. The questions, we've got 5 rounds. We'll get to all of that stuff. The important thing is right now, you're settling in. You've removed yourself from the chair that you sit in all day for work. And now you're sitting in that same chair, but you're here for fun. So let us start to get started. Of course, we're going to let everyone trickle in, just like in real life. Not everyone's here. Oh, come on in. Don't worry. We got plenty of time. We're here live from an undisclosed location, which is not Littlefield or Park Life. But, we all hope one day, it's like Passover, one day in Littlefield. Just want to let everyone know, it was a suggested $5 donation to play along if you came in through Littlefield NYC. Tickets and donations for tonight's trivia are going to be benefiting the staff and a charity. The staff at Littlefield and Park Life. Park Life has launched curbside pickup. You can enjoy tacos and margarita pitchers. This is for next week. Next week, you think to yourself, I really want to get into the groove of it. I want to get into the feel. What you can do is you head over, you order in advance, you pick it up at Park Life, you get yourself some tacos or queso or nachos, whatever. There is a very long menu that I can't start to get into now. And then you come home and you enjoy it. If you're not in New York City, that's cool. I am extremely happy to bring trivia to you from Brooklyn to wherever you are. But if you're in New York City, you have the opportunity to grab some food at Park Life before enjoying trivia. I want to thank you for supporting the hospitality industry. If you have the ability and the want to contribute more, if you've enjoyed tonight, or even if you haven't, then maybe you can provide enough that I don't host trivia anymore. If you'd like to contribute more, there is a GoFundMe campaign. You can purchase gift cards for live shows at Littlefield. You can purchase gift cards for food and drink at Park Life. Littlefield is a proud member of the National Independent Venue Association, and they and I ask that you please support local venues like Littlefield so we can continue to do things like this. And then once all of this is over and behind us, we can continue to get together in person. Just want to show you just a quick photo of the margarita that you could be enjoying that looks so good right now to me. And then also you got chips, you got queso, you got guac, you got some meat there for the meat eaters. You don't have to have meat if you don't eat meat. There's a lot that you can have. It's Littlefield, it's parklifebk.com, littlefieldnyc.com. Let's get into tonight's rules. The rules for playing pop culture trivia on the internet. Number one, we're not that strict here. I don't have the ability to see you. Maybe you don't want me to see you, and that's totally cool. We don't have to do that. The first thing I ask is that you don't cheat. We're here to have fun, which brings me to number two. Enjoyment is encouraged. That's I'm going to enjoy myself, and I want you to enjoy yourself as well. Number three, say hello in the chat if you want to. I will say hello to you on the air, and then you'll have that forever. Have fun. The best score and the best team names will win prizes. And then personally, I want to thank the Littlefield and Park Life staff for making this happen tonight and the support that they provide through it. And then also the work that they're doing to get everyone past all of this. So how do you play? Great question. A+. The way that you play is you can play one of two ways. First, you could just have fun, watch, find out what your score is yourself, and have a great time. If you don't want to do that, well, you can head to bit.ly/PCT005. PCT is all caps. If you've got a second device or you're able to split screen, whatever it is, PCT005. All of tonight's questions in 5 rounds are going to be multiple choice. So what you can also do is that you can write down your answers, and then I will absolutely give you enough time to fill in your answers at bit.ly/PCT005. And so you have the total ability. I want to say in the YouTube chat, hello to bunk number 3, the indoor kids. So you can head over there now. You can head over there later. You can just write it down if you want, and that's cool. So that is how to play. It is on the money, 7:10. We are going to get started with our trivia. Our first round, 3 questions. Here we go. Round 1. Wake up, campers. It is time to start tonight's trivia. Question number 1. Did you hear that? The most famous sound effect in TV and movies is present in Wet Hot American Summer. And no, it's not the clay pot breaking. The sound is from a 1951 movie called Distant Drums, and it can be heard in Star Wars, a Goofy movie, Die Hard with a Vengeance, and The Little Mermaid 2, to only name a few. What is the name of the very famous sound effect? Is it A, the clay pot shatter? Is it B, the Wilhelm scream? Is it C, the doom door? Or is it D, the Diddy laugh? Again, if you want to play along, here is the URL, bit.ly/PCT, all uppercase. Tonight it matters, all uppercase, PCT005. It's question number 1. One more time. Did you hear that? The most famous sound effect in TV and movies is present in Wet Hot American Summer. And no, it is not the sound of a clay pot breaking. It's the sound from a 1951 movie called Distant Drums. And you can also hear the same sound in Star Wars Episode 4. Actually, it's all in all 9 episodes of Star Wars. A Goofy movie, Die Hard with a Vengeance, and The Little Mermaid 2, to only name a few. What is the name of the famous sound effect? Is it A, the clay pot shatter, B, the Wilhelm scream, C, the doom door, or D, the Diddy laugh? This would normally be where, when we're in person and we're at Park Life, I would say, If you know the answer, don't yell it out, because you'd be surprised at how many people lose sight of the fact that they're like competing against the other teams nearby, and they just start yelling questions or the answers. So if you're competing, I guess, against someone in the same room, don't yell it out. Or maybe your neighbor and you got paper thin walls, don't yell it out. But otherwise, you're fine. Let's move on to question number 2. Question number 2, what future Avenger made his film debut in Wet Hot American Summer? Is it A, Bradley Cooper? Is it B, Paul Rudd? Is it C, Chris Pratt? Or is it D, Ken Marino? Which future Avenger, and I use the term loosely, there's a lot of different movies, so it's one of the Avengers, maybe not the core, maybe in the core. Well, it's one of these 4, so it depends what you call the core, but it's one of these 4 made their film debut in Wet Hot American Summer. Do you know the answer? Also, in this case, WHAS is going to stand for Wet Hot American Summer, because it only takes up this much space. And I only have a certain amount of space here that you can still be able to see. Anyway, question number 2, what future Avenger made his film debut in Wet Hot American Summer? His first credit, was it a young Bradley Cooper? Was it a young Paul Rudd? Was it a young Chris Pratt? Or was it a young Ken Marino? There's a moment where you're doing the mental work and I'm just sitting here. If we're in the bar, it's easy. Now that we're on the stream, I'm either on your phone or on your iPad, on your computer, your TV, wherever I am. I'm here. I'm just waiting for you to finish. Could be anything. You could be doing whatever. That's fine. Could be in a chair, on a couch, in bed. Maybe you got this in a plastic bag on the side of a shower. That's cool. Hello. Question number 3, which lasted longer? The marriage between Heidi Klum and Seal, or the amount of time that Skylab was in space? Simple question. Which lasted longer? Was it the marriage between Heidi Klum and Seal, or was it the amount of time that Skylab was in space? This is not a trick question. Like, it's not like they're off by like a day. So what could it be? Skylab was intended to be the first American space station, and it was for a period of time that may or may not be longer or shorter than Heidi Klum and Seal's marriage. Anyway, question number 3 one more time. Which lasted longer? The marriage between Heidi Klum and Seal, or Skylab, the amount of time it was in space? If you're just joining us, first off, welcome. But also, if you need the first or second question, I will let you know that there's a time at the end that you can get it. So don't worry. If you're here late, if you're just tuning in, it's fine. Don't worry. We'll get there. Tonight, Pop Culture Trivia, co-presented by The Skint, free and cheap New York every day for those who can leave the house. Number 1, good for you. However, when we all can leave the house, The Skint will tell you what's going on in New York City every single day. What's the best free and cheap events? When we can't leave the house, it'll tell you what the best cheap and free events that you can take part of at home. This is the email from yesterday. Baking at Home with Judith, live at Carnegie Hall. Mapo Tofu, Cook Along with Junzi Kitchen. There's a lot of names I can't pronounce there, but theskint.com, you can sign up for the daily email. You can just check it out every day. Follow it at The Skint. And I do want to call out the person. Oh wait, we've got a question. What do we do with the barbecue if we're vegan, please? Maggie, I was vegan for years, I'm vegetarian. You and I both know there's plenty for barbecue. There's plenty of barbecue to have when you're vegan. Theskint.com, free and cheap New York every day. Round 2, we're going through a normal camp day, instructional swim. Question number 4. Wet Hot American Summer takes place at Camp Firewood, which is near the town of Waterville in Kennebec County in this New York state, known as, or New England state, it's not New York, this New England state, also known as Vacationland. What state is Camp Firewood in? Is it A, Vermont, B, New Hampshire, C, Pennsylvania, or D, Maine? And hello to Jared in the Zoom chat. Vacationland. It's on their, it's not their official state motto, but it's on their, it was on their license plates. It's on all the signs. What state is Vacationland? Wet Hot American Summer takes place at Camp Firewood, which is of course a fictitious camp, which is near the town of Waterville in Kennebec County in this New England state, which is known as Vacationland. What state is Camp Firewood in? Is it A, Vermont, B, New Hampshire, C, Pennsylvania, or D, Maine? Is anyone else grooving out to this music? It's like a kid's show almost, but it is oddly relaxing. Take a step back, feel the breeze if you're outside, take a sip. On to question number 5. Question number 5. Wet Hot American Summer's cast features many of the cast of this MTV sketch show, which aired only 27 episodes from 1993 to 1995. What was the sketch show that featured so many Wet Hot American Summer? Again, to save time, WHAS, the acronym, is going to stand for Wet Hot American Summer. We're going to save time. So what MTV sketch show features many WHS? It's to save time. We're just making it shorter. Wet Hot American Summer actors. Was it A, Kids in the Hall, B, The State, C, SCTV, or D, Mr. Show? Liking the comments I'm seeing in the YouTube chat right now. Anyway, question 5 one more time. Wet Hot American Summer's cast features many of the cast of this MTV sketch show, which only aired 27 episodes from 1993 to 1995. Was it A, The Kids in the Hall, B, The State, C, SCTV, or D, Mr. Show? Question number 6, the can of vegetables in the movie. I don't know if you can really see this because now I'm reflecting the outside because it's light out a little earlier. The can of vegetables in the show, right there, is voiced, or in the show, also in the movies, is voiced by Jon Benjamin, who also voices the patriarch of the Belcher family in this cartoon. Is it A, Family Guy, B, Midnight Gospel, C, Bob's Burgers, or D, Dr. Katz, professional therapist? Can of corn or a can of mixed vegetables, not at my vegetarian barbecue. I'll tell you that much. In the chat, it's people saying it's funny that everyone assumes that Jon Benjamin is hot because of his voice. Listen to me. Everyone is hot to someone. There's a person, there are people out there. Jon Benjamin's their kind of guy. They think that he looks like Archer is what there's, well, okay, maybe that's not the case. Anyway, question number 6, one more time. The can of vegetables in the movie is voiced by Jon Benjamin, who also voices the patriarch of the Belcher family in this cartoon. Is the answer A, Family Guy, B, Midnight Gospel, C, Bob's Burgers, or D, Dr. Katz, professional therapist? Hello to Meredith in the chat, and hello to Marisol in the chat. Also, DRGAYLEKM. However that's pronounced. If you want to give me a pronunciation in the YouTube chat, I will take it. And the same with Malisi. Excellent chat in the YouTube chat right now. That's question number 6. If you've joined us late, people are still joining us. If you're joining us late, don't worry. You can ask me for the earlier questions later. I'll give you an opportunity to do so, while everyone else is also filling out their answers. You can also ask me to go back. Tonight, Pop Culture Trivia is also co-presented by The Briefly. The Briefly is a daily email and website that will provide hyper-local news in New York City on a daily basis. Today, the last region under pause edition. Of course, New York City is the last of New York's regions to be on pause. So here we are in New York City. I guess it's somewhat of a disclosed location I'm coming from. Pop Culture Trivia is also co-presented by The Briefly. The Briefly is a... all right. Anyway, thebriefly.com. You can sign up, get the emails. Also, at the end of trivia, you'll have the opportunity to just click a box to say if you want to be subscribed to the Skint, the Briefly, and Littlefield's emails individually. It's not one box and yes for everything. It is time for round 3, lunch. My favorite. Maybe some of that vegetarian barbecue we were talking about. Anyway, round 3, lunch. We are moving on to question number 7. You may know David Hyde Pierce as Henry in Wet Hot American Summer. Maybe you know him as Niles Crane from Frasier. Frasier is, of course, a Cheers spinoff. But what other Cheers character also received their own spinoff? Was it A, Cliff Clavin? Was it B, Norm Peterson? Was it C, Woody Boyd? Or was it D, Nick Tortelli? Who received their own Cheers spinoff aside from, of course, Dr. Frasier Crane? Once again, you may know David Hyde Pierce as Henry in Wet Hot American Summer, but maybe you know him as Niles Crane from Frasier. Sorry, Dr. Niles Crane from Frasier. He didn't go to pretend doctor school on television for me to call him Mr. Frasier is, of course, a Cheers spinoff. What other Cheers character received their own spinoff? Was it A, Cliff Clavin, B, Norm Peterson, C, Woody Boyd, or D, Nick Tortelli? I think it's important to me personally, when this is all over, that not everyone gets every question right, so there are generally some tough ones. This one might be it for you. I will say, in every time that we've played trivia so far, someone has gotten every answer right. Maybe they haven't gotten a perfect game, but at least one person has gotten each question right. Are you the one that's going to get this one right? Question number 8. Christopher Meloni and Elizabeth Banks, who tastes like a burger, I don't like her anymore, had a Wet Hot American Summer pseudo reunion in 2001 on what crime drama TV show? Was it A, CSI Miami, B, Law and Order SVU, C, In Ice Cold Blood, or D, Murder, She Wrote? That was a weird way to say that. Murder, She Wrote. Question number 8, one more time. Christopher Meloni and Elizabeth Banks, who tastes like a burger, we don't like her anymore, had a Wet Hot American Summer pseudo reunion in 2001 in September on which crime drama TV show? I gave you a little extra hint. If you're really familiar with the fall 2001 schedule, you might know which one this is. Was it A, CSI Miami, B, Law and Order SVU, C, In Ice Cold Blood, or D, Murder, She Wrote? That's question number 8. Question number 8 was. Question number 9 is. Speaking of tasting like a burger, a burger's taste, a beef burger, not a vegetarian burger, although I will say the Impossible and Beyond burgers, they're there too. A burger's taste is often attributed to this taste, which can be translated as a pleasant, savory taste. What is the name of the taste? What does a burger taste like? Is it A, salty, B, savory, C, umami, or D, konami? What does a burger taste like? Well, it tastes like a burger, right? Well, no. We need to be a little bit more specific. Question 9, one more time. Speaking of tasting like a burger's taste is often attributed to this, which can be translated as a pleasant, savory taste. What does a burger taste like? A, salty. B, savory. This should be, how does a burger taste? But what does a burger taste like is a better way of wording it. Salty. B, savory. C, umami. Or D, konami. What does the burger taste like? That's question number 9. That is mini round 3 over and done with. I want to tell you a little bit about some of the upcoming shows at littlefieldnyc.com. They're actually at your home if you want them to be, or they're at wherever you are. First Friday at 7 p.m., The Big Weird, hosted by Ryan Beck, Casey Salengo, and Will Winner. Just the description. Check out rising stars and TV famous comedians working on their newest material. littlefieldnyc.com if you want tickets to see this, take part, or if you're just looking to, see what's going on at Littlefield. Going on at Littlefield at your home. Saturday, zooming through the universe on Spaceship Earth. That is near and dear to our hearts with Wet Hot American Summer. Saturday night, May 30th at 7 p.m. Round 4, free swim. Much better than instructional swim. No one likes instructional swim. I was once a swim instructor. I know very well. No one likes it. It was fine. Question number 10. Janeane Garofalo plays Beth in Wet Hot American Summer. Camp Firewood's director. Serious Aaron Sorkin fans will also recognize her as Louise Thornton, the White House communications director for President Matthew Santos, played by Jimmy Smits. What TV show am I referring to? Is it A, Dexter, B, Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, C, Sports Night, or D, The West Wing? Teresa, good night to your son. Welcome to trivia. If you need questions at the end, you just let me know. Once again, question number 10, Janeane Garofalo, that was right, plays Beth, Camp Firewood's director in Wet Hot American Summer. Those of you who are very serious Aaron Sorkin fans will also recognize her as Louise Thornton, the White House communications director for President Matthew Santos, who is played by Jimmy Smits. What TV show am I referring to that is an Aaron Sorkin show that Janeane Garofalo plays Louise Thornton? Is it Dexter? Is it Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip? Is it Sports Night? Or is it The West Wing? Question 10, we're in the double digits now. Pressure's on. Maybe you feel like you didn't do great in the last time. We got last few questions. We got a bunch of questions more. You can make it up. You can pull it together. You can still win tonight. Don't you worry. Question number 10 is in the past. Question number 11. You can see Ken Marino in Wet Hot American Summer, but also in seasons 1 and 2, which are the only seasons of the show Party Down, alongside Adam Scott. While waiting to see if Party Down would be renewed for a 3rd season, Adam Scott took a different role on this NBC sitcom, and unfortunately, him not being available led to the cancellation of Party Down in 2010. What TV show killed Party Down? Was it A, The Good Place, B, Wet Hot American Summer 10 years later, C, Party of 5, or D, Parks and Recreation? All of them are Adam Scott TV shows, so I'm not trying to trick you. There's just only one correct answer. Question number 11, one more time. You can see Ken Marino in Wet Hot American Summer, but you can also see him in seasons 1 and 2, unfortunately, the only seasons of Party Down alongside Adam Scott. I love Party Down, which is why I included it in this question. While waiting to see if Party Down would be renewed for a 3rd season, Adam Scott took a role on what NBC sitcom, which unfortunately led to the cancellation of Party Down in 2010. Was that show The Good Place? Was that show Wet Hot American Summer 10 years later? Was that show Party of 5? Or was that show Parks and Recreation? What show killed Party Down? You could say it ended the party if you were big on puns. Question number 12. I don't have transitions for these questions. Normally we're just sitting in a bar. I'm under the trellis. You're maybe out. It's warm outside. You're feeling the breeze. You've got chips in front of you. You're sharing them with friends. You're all huddled over the answer sheets. Instead, we're all just here, wherever here is. Wet Hot American Summer wasn't exactly an awards magnet. In fact, the only award it was nominated for was a 2001 Open Palm Award from the Gotham Independent Film Awards. It ultimately lost to two films. One was The Believer, and the other was this John Cameron Mitchell directed movie based on a musical of the same name. Was that film A, Shrek, B, Donnie Darko, C, Hedwig and the Angry Inch, or D, Legally Blonde? Just us. Just you and me hanging out. It might be weird to you that we're one person reading one person or maybe two or three people trivia, standing in front of them, maybe in the living room, the bedroom, could be the bathroom. If the Supreme Court can hear arguments in the bathroom, you can hear trivia in the bathroom. You have my permission. Question number 12, one more time. Wet Hot American Summer was not exactly an awards magnet when it was released. In fact, the only award it was nominated for was a 2001 Open Palm Award from the Gotham Independent Film Awards. It ultimately lost to two films who tied for the award. One was The Believer, and the other was this John Cameron Mitchell directed movie based on a musical of the same name. What won the 2001 Open Palm Award along with The Believer? Was it A, Shrek, B, Donnie Darko, C, Hedwig and the Angry Inch, or D, Legally Blonde? It's a real interesting Venn diagram between the people who know the Vacationland question, this question, the Cheers question, all walks here. This is question 12. It means mini round 4 has come to a close. We mourn for you, mini round 4. Let's talk about next week. Next week on Tuesday, June 2nd, not 12th, but 2nd at 7 p.m., Whiplash, hosted by Shalewa Sharp. Shalewa Sharp hosts Whiplash, this long-running showcase featuring some of the best comedians in the world. Comedians yet to be announced for the 2nd of June. Of course, the 3rd of June, which is between here, but we'll talk about it later. We are back, Pop Culture Trivia, next week, 7 p.m., right here, wherever you are, wherever I am. I am being told that our video quality is not great streaming at the moment. It usually bounces back, do not worry. Again, if you miss any questions, let me know, and I will read them back to you. According to Zoom, my connection is unstable, but everyone can still hear me fine. Thursday, June 4th, Punderdome returns to littlefieldnyc.com. 12 individuals will have a chance to participate in the competitive, spontaneous pun-making competition. I was also told to say that it's like the Fight Club of pun making, except I'm allowed to talk about it and promote it, which is different than Fight Club. Next week's theme is not Fight Club. That's all I have to say about it. Actually, we'll reveal the theme for next week at the end of this week, because we don't want to be thinking about next week until this week is over. What we want to be thinking about right now, we want to be thinking about our drinks, we want to be thinking about relaxing. Let us get started and get moving on to round number 5. All right, round number 5, question number 13. Question number 13, Wet Hot American Summer takes place in the summer of 1981, which saw the debut of this Nintendo arcade game, which featured the very first appearance of Mario. Was it A, Popeye, B, Donkey Kong, C, Mario Brothers, or Bros, or D, Punch-Out? 1981, the summer of 1981, Mario's first appearance. I believe it was also in July. So, let me start the question again. What Hot American Summer takes place in the summer of 1981, which saw the debut of this Nintendo arcade game, which featured the very first appearance of Mario? Also want to say hello to Emily in the chat. Was it A, Popeye, B, Donkey Kong, C, Mario Bros, or D, Punch-Out? Which one? Here we go. That's question number 13. We're going to move on to question 14. Summer of 1981 also saw the launch of MTV. What was the first music video played on MTV? Was it Thriller? Was it Video Killed the Radio Star? Was it Take On Me? Or was it Start Me Up? Once again, question 14, our penultimate question. The summer of 1981 also saw the launch of MTV. What was the first music video played on MTV? Was it A, Thriller? Was it B, Video Killed the Radio Star? Was it C, Take On Me? Or was it D, Start Me Up? Well, not Start Me Up. Start Me Up. Start Me Up. Start Me Up. Take On Me. Take On Me. Take On Me. Anyway, you get the idea. That is question number 14. We are going to roll on to our last question. Everyone can take a breath. We're there. We've hit the last question. And that last question is, who was the president at the start of 1981? Was it A, Jimmy Carter? Was it B, George H.W. Bush? Was it C, Ronald Reagan? Or was it D, Gerald Ford? Once again, question number 15, our last question of the evening. Who was the president at the start of 1981? Was it A, Jimmy Carter? Was it B, George H.W. Bush? Was it C, Ronald Reagan? Or was it D, Gerald Ford? That's question 15. If you got here a little bit late, this is your opportunity to tell me that you need a question again. Otherwise, it's you guys and me. I'm going to give you a few moments to finalize your answers. Every week I try to wear something that's related to the theme. And unfortunately this week, I don't have much 80s clothing, but I do have these very short shorts. So this is what you get with the very short shorts. Thankfully, someone has asked for a question. The question that they need is question number 5. And that question is, Wet Hot American Summer's cast featured many of the cast members of this MTV sketch show, which aired only 27 episodes from 1993 to 1995. Was that show A, Kids in the Hall, B, The State, C, SCTV, or D, Mr. Show? That was for Jared. We have a request for question 7 from Joseph. Question number 7. You may know David Hyde Pierce as Henry in Wet Hot American Summer, but maybe you know him as Dr. Niles Crane from Frasier. Frasier is, of course, a Cheers spinoff. What other Cheers character received their own spinoff? Was it A, Cliff Clavin? Was it B, Norm Peterson? Was it C, Woody Boyd? Or was it D, Nick Tortelli? Who received their own spinoff from Cheers? All right, we are back to the finalize your answers area. If there are more questions that people need, let me know. Otherwise, we are in what I would like to call an intermission. While you finalize your answers, and while in the back end, which is also going to be me eventually touching the computer that's broadcasting this, I will easily and quickly get scores for everyone. But this is your time. If you've been waiting because you want to grab a drink, you can grab a drink. You can take a moment You can use the restrooms. The restrooms are, there's one by the entrance, and then there's the other one, which is the other direction. You can use that restroom anytime that you need. And otherwise, I will be here when you are done answering questions. I know that basically what happens is there's the Zoom chat, which is what you likely got invited to if you went to littlefieldnyc.com. And then otherwise, there's also YouTube and Zoom, or YouTube and Twitch and Facebook, which are also on a little bit of a delay. So I kill a little bit of time in order to let those people catch up. So I'm gonna do a thing where I get close to the camera, and I'm gonna start looking at the responses. How do you feel about tonight's questions? Starting to see some excellent team names in here. You guys let me know. We are just waiting for more. We've got some solid scores tonight. Everyone's doing well. Two people have chosen the same, is this right? Two people have chosen the same name. So we're gonna have to clarify a little bit. But still, answers are still coming in, and that's cool. Hope everyone is having a great night. Hope everyone is able to relax tonight if that's on the schedule. It's not exactly the best times, but that's cool. We're all here together. We got some great folks in the chat. Awesome team names. I love it. We are I'm going to give it about 30 seconds now, which unfortunately is actually 50 seconds because that's just how it works. And we're just hanging out. So how's everyone doing? What's for dinner tonight? I usually don't start dinner until after this is over. So dinner for me is, who knows, whatever's ready, whatever's the quickest. We are getting to the point. I don't see any new answers in. Getting ready to call it. We've got some great teams, got some excellent names as well. No more requests for questions, which is cool. Waiting to see if anything else comes in. And if nothing else does, we are, oh, there we go. We got one more in, which resets the clock a little bit. I also want to say thank you for supporting Littlefield. This is not the very end, but we're getting there. I want to thank you for supporting Littlefield. If you have the means and you have the desire, you can contribute to their GoFundMe, and there's also gift cards available for live shows at Littlefield when they get started, and there's also gift cards available for drinks and food at Parklife. And one of the great things that seems to be happening with the city is even after all of this shelter in place is over, it seems like the to-go drinks are going to be here to stay in the city for seemingly 2 years. So that's going to be pretty great. Also, if you are on Venmo, littlefieldnyc.com, you can Venmo a little bit over there, and that goes to the staff and keeping Littlefield running and keeping events like tonight running. Just keeping on going. All right. I think that is the end of our scores. Everything a little bit off. Let's see now as I as I need to now get everything in order. Just one moment, and then we will be ready. All right, let us get this started, shall we? This is always the most awkward time because I need to access the computer that is currently in the process of doing all of this. So color scale, we're gonna go green to red. All right. So once again, my internet connection is unstable, but I am certain that you can hear me. The answers are final. I will go over the winners momentarily, but let's go over the answers. We are closed out. The first question, what famous sound effect can be heard in WHAS? That's Wet Hot American Summer. We're saving time on this. We're just going to condense, save time, Wet Hot American Summer, WHAS. Anyway, the famous sound, in the question I said it's not the clay pot. It's not the doom door or the diddy laugh. It is the Wilhelm scream, which can be heard in just about every movie out there. It's shocking as to how often this is in films. Question number 2, what future Avenger made his film debut in Wet Hot American Summer? That Avenger is Rocket Raccoon Bradley Cooper. All right, question number 3, which lasted longer? I'm really interested to see how many people got this one right. So, which was longer, Skylab in Space or Heidi Klum and Seal's Marriage? So it's Heidi Klum and Seal's Marriage. Skylab was in space from May 14th, 1973 to July 11th, 1979. But Heidi Klum and Seal were married from May of 2005 through October of 2014. So Skylab was really not in the sky that much, and also crashed down 2 years before. Well, if you haven't seen Wet Hot American Summer, I don't want to give anything away. Question number 4, what state is Vacationland? If you have ever traveled all the way northeast, you would know that the answer is Maine. Vacationland is Maine. Question number 5, what MTV sketch show features many WHAS? Again, that's Wet Hot American Summer. We're saving time and space. Actors. Also, the creator, one of the creators of the show is the director of Wet Hot American Summer, David Wayne. The answer is The State. The State. Question number 6, Jon Benjamin voices the patriarch in what cartoon? That is, he was in Dr. Katz, but he was not the patriarch. Of course, I'm referring to Bob's Burgers. Question number 7, what Cheers character got their own spin-off show? It was not Cliff Clavin, the mailman, Norm Peterson, the barfly, Woody Boyd, the innocent bartender from Indiana. It was Nick Tortelli. Nick Tortelli got was spin-off show called The Tortellis, which lasted 13 episodes, 1 season, and no one really liked it. Question number 8, Elizabeth Banks, Who Tastes Like a Burger, and Christopher Meloni reunited on what TV show? If you were with us last week for Dick Wolf trivia, you would know that was Law & Order SVU. Question number 9, speaking of tasting like a burger, what does a burger taste like? It's not salty, and it's not savory, and Konami is a company that makes video games, which makes the answer umami. Question number 10, what Aaron Sorkin show does Janeane Garofalo play Louise Thornton on? It's a show, of course, that's an Aaron Sorkin show, so it features a lot of walking down hallways, and that was The West Wing. Out of the way, see it there. But yeah, that was The West Wing. Takes a serious role. Question number 11, what show killed Party Down? Which is the truth. There's some humor to this, but it was Parks and Recreation. Adam Scott took a role on Parks and Recreation, and as a result was not available for Party Down. So that was the end of the show. There is some humor in that Adam Scott in Parks and Recreation killed Party Down with a bunch of people that were also in Wet Hot American Summer, because Adam Scott replaced Bradley Cooper in the last season of Wet Hot American Summer TV, which was 10 years later. It all comes full circle. Question 12, what movie won the 2001 Open Palm Award? That movie was based on a musical. I don't think there's a Donnie Darko musical, but there is Shrek and Legally Blonde, but the answer is Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Question number 13, what 1981 arcade game featured Mario's first appearance? It was Mario didn't have a name in the game. They referred to him as Jumpman or Vertman, and that game was Donkey Kong. There he is right there. Very clearly Mario, but unnamed as of yet. Question 14, What was the first video played on MTV? That is Video Killed the Radio Star. And question number 15, a little bit of a trick question. Who was the president at the start of 1981? Not who took office in 1981, but who was there at the start? The answer is Jimmy Carter. So let us go over our winners. Tonight, I'm going to see what we got going on here. All right, so I'm going to say the team and the score, and I'll save the winners for last. Team WHAS Up with 11 points. Team Coops Flannel with 11 points. Excellent. Team White Claw Daddy with 9 points. Team Very Serious Published Gurnal Writer, 11 points. Team Still Sexy for Stabler, 10 points. Team Pork Puns, 12 points. Team I Taste Like a Burger, 10 points. Team In Rob We Trust, 12 points. Team Shays Lounge, Deep Cut, 12 points. Team Fondue with Cheddar, 13 points. All right, and now we got two teams that both had the same name. So A+ to you both. You're both on top of it. So I'm gonna say the first name associated with your email address, so you know who is who or who is whom. But we have Team Sluts Rock Travis with 11 points and Team Sluts Rock Annie with 12 points. I'm so happy that unless your name is Anakin and you're male, that there's a gender split there. Team Paul Rudd Fan Club, 13 points. Team Fondled Sweaters, 11, excellent deep cut there, 11 points. And Team Nanu Nanu with 2 points. If you chose all A for all 15 questions, you would get 3 points. So Nanu Nanu, good job, you got 2 points. Second place, the Indoor Kids in Bunk 3 with 14 points, and Team Little Queso Freaks with 15 points. A perfect game for Little Queso Freaks tonight. If you are in Team Little Queso Freaks or second place Team Bunk 3, you have 1 top points. But if you are on Team I Taste Like a Burger, you have won the best team name, and you are tied with Team Fondled Sweaters. We'll be getting in touch with you separately via email. I'd like to thank you for playing. Tonight, there's just one more message for everyone, which is about going dark. Tonight, Times Square will be dark for 1 minute at 9 p.m. All of the digital billboards are going to go dark. And the idea is to alert the nation of the very, very real prospect that hundreds of thousands of restaurants, nonprofits, retailers, venues, the things that make New York City, the things that make wherever you are, that town, that city, that place, they are the things that make those places what they are. And they employ millions. And they are in danger of going dark because there's no real existing federal assistance programs that are achieving their intended goal to help those. So tonight you're likely going to hear in the news, you're going to read about it briefly, you're going to see photos, Times Square going dark for 1 minute, and then there'll be some messaging about what you can do. And so we at Littlefield, we wanted to make sure that you knew about this, that you got a heads up before everyone else. You'll be seeing it in about an hour. And then of course, what I promised you is next week, what our theme is going to be. If you have been following HBO Max, you know that Friends is going to be streaming exclusively. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be dedicating 1 hour of trivia, 1 hour of pop culture trivia to Friends next week, June 6th, or June 3rd. I don't know where I got the 6th from. June 3rd at 7 p.m. So join us next week, Littlefield NYC. We've got Friends pop culture trivia Again, loosely related, just about as related as tonight was to Wet Hot American Summer. So I'd love to see you next week for Friends Trivia. And I want to thank you once again for participating in tonight. We will be back next week. Thank you all so much for participating and playing along. My name is Rob Blatt, littlefieldnyc.com one more time, and we're co-presented by The Briefly, thebriefly.com, and The Skint, theskint.com. Thank you once again, and we'll see you next week.